Hi, I'm Beck Blackledge. I'm coming to you from downtown Pensacola, Florida. And today I'm very excited in our Minute with Me to talk just a little bit about child support. So child support in Florida is one of the very few areas that we actually have a calculator, a guideline for family law judges and attorneys to use in determining how much is needed and how much has to be paid for child support. Child support obviously is paid by anyone who is a parent who either has custody or might not have custody in a child case, divorce, or in a paternity case. And how it's determined is this: the incomes of each party are plugged into our child support guidelines. And there's various deductions that are statutory, there's various taxes, things of that nature that are deducted. But if you input the amount of money that you make into these calculators and you use the right deductions and you use the right tax statuses for these various things, then you'll pop out with a child support number. Those guidelines are not really flexible. Our judges are very adamant about sticking with the guidelines. Our rules require us to do so unless there's an extraordinary reason not to. Now, the big factor that changes child support guidelines is not necessarily the incomes of the parties, although that certainly does matter. But the other big issue is the number of overnights the children or the child spends with each parent. So if you have a 50-50 parenting arrangement and you make the same amount of money as your spouse, there's probably not going to be very much child support, if any at all. Then there might be a little bit depending on who's paying for health insurance and some things like that, but generally speaking, it would be equal. But one factor can change the guidelines dramatically. If one person has a much higher income and there's a 50-50 time sharing, the person with the higher income is still going to be paying child support. Or if you have a lower income, but the other parent has much more than 50%, your child support guidelines will change. So the factors under the statute which require us how to develop our child support for each particular case, you have to know the statutes, you have to know what to input. But once you get that number is sort of set in stone. And that's the obligation that the parent has to pay depending on the child support, child time sharing arrangement of each case. So thank you for spending a minute with me today. If you like our page, please let us know. And if you have questions that you'd like us addressed in future blogs or video blogs, please let us know that as well. And again, I hope you have a great day and thank you very much for spending a minute with me.